In 2016, 27 years after its initial defeat, Pennywise the Dancing Clown returns to Derry, Maine, killing a man named Adrian Mellon after he and his boyfriend are brutally assaulted by homophobic teens. Mike Hanlon, the only member of the Losers Club who remained in Derry, summons the other members, Bill Denbrough, Ben Hanscom, Beverly Marsh, Richie Tozier, Eddie Kaspbrak, and Stanley Uris. All of them return to Derry except for Stanley, who kills himself. Mike refreshes the Losers' memories before it itself reveals the news of Stanley's suicide to them. Richie and Eddie decide to leave, until Beverly reveals that she has had visions of their deaths should they fail to fulfill their oath to kill it. Meanwhile, it kills a little girl named Victoria at a baseball game and helps Henry Bowers, who was arrested for the murder of his father, escape from a mental institution. At the library, Mike shows Bill, via a drug-induced vision, that the Native American Ritual of Chüd can defeat it using artifacts from the Losers' past. Bill recovers Georgie's paper sailboat and meets a young boy, Dean, whom he warns to leave Derry. Beverly retrieves Ben's love poem from her childhood home before being attacked by it in the form of a demonic elderly woman. Richie goes to an abandoned cinema where he collects a game token and encounters Pennywise, who confronts him on his hidden homosexuality. Ben returns to the town's high school, choosing to use an old yearbook page signed by Beverly as his artifact, while Eddie recovers an inhaler from a pharmacy and is attacked by the leper. Returning to the hotel, Richie abandons the group, while Bill leaves for the town carnival and fails to save Dean from Pennywise. Bowers viciously attacks Eddie at the hotel before driving to the library. There, Bowers attacks Mike before Richie returns and impales him, killing him. The Losers then travel to the Kneebolt house where they convince Bill, distraught over his failure to save Dean, not to face it alone. With their memories now fully restored, the group descends into a cavern beneath the sewers. Mike provides a rock from the Losers' fight with the Bowers gang, and they perform the ritual using the artifacts in the remains of the meteor that brought it to Earth. The ritual fails as it emerges as an enormous Pennywise spider hybrid and pressures Mike into revealing that the ritual killed the original native performers. It attacks the Losers and places Bill, Ben, and Beverly in individual hallucinations. They escape once Bill releases his guilt over being indirectly responsible for Georgie's death, and Beverly realizes again that Ben was the one who wrote the love letter to her. When Richie is made catatonic by it, Eddie saves him but is fatally impaled. A weakened Eddie then explains how he made it feel small earlier by choking the leper nearly to death. The Losers confront it about how they have overcome their fears and proceed to psychologically antagonize the entity with insults and their imagination, causing Pennywise to lose his physical superiority over them, and thus begin to cease to exist. In an attempt to save itself, it cycles throughout its many forms before eventually mutating into a crying, baby-like Pennywise. Mike attacks it, pulling out its heart, which he and the Losers crush with their bare hands. Pennywise laughs at its defeat and dies. They return to Eddie to find he has died from his injuries and are forced to leave his body behind as its cavern implodes, destroying the Kneebolt house. At the waterlogged quarry, the Losers comfort Richie, and Ben and Beverly kiss. Later, the scars on the Losers' hands disappear. After the Losers part ways, Ben and Beverly get married. Richie returns to the kissing bridge where he had once carved his and Eddie's initials. Mike moves out of Derry, and Bill begins writing his new story. Mike reveals to Bill that Stanley had written the Losers' letters prior to his suicide. Stanley was too scared to face it, and his suicide was intended to strengthen his friends against it.